Hello everybody, welcome to the DP garden. I'm trying to be really good as it's a Sunday and just sit and look. There's just been watching a bee getting stuck into one of these flowers right next to us here. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you are getting some rest. Just wanted to update you on a couple of things. Obviously lots of furore today about isolating around COVID and stuff like that with the Prime Minister and Health Secretary and the Chancellor all having to self-isolate. So you saw the note probably I sent out at the end of last week about what we're going to do. Lots of caution in terms of our plans. I think it's wise for us to keep as many things as we can in place, particularly for us staff and volunteers. So the hands, face, space, I think it's worth keeping that message going. And as you saw, we're suggesting that all of us as staff take a lateral flow test every couple of days, at least twice a week. And we try and encourage our volunteers to take one a week if they can. It just means that we've all got a bit of a guideline. Georgia did that on Friday. She was a bit snuffly and she's having to self-isolate because she tested positive. So if you could go with what we've been suggesting, any problems, come back to us. But also if you could send us the dates when you did get vaccinated, that means we can confirm just across the board that we've all had the 2 vaccinations. I think we're more or less there with that, so thank you. Interesting, just a little reminder also, I was talking to the guys at the council, and do you remember they had that number last year, the 0300 number, 0300 123 7052, where people could ring up if they were in distress, having to isolate and needing food and any help like that. That number's still going, still there, 9 till 5 or 9 till 4:30 on a Friday. So, if you've got anybody who, needs that help, don't forget that's a backup there if you need to call that. That's a BCP number, obviously, for those of you out in Dorset. So we're trying really hard to keep the doors open, aren't we, to make sure that our operations can work well. So we don't want everybody, ideally trying to avoid that situation when we all have to self-isolate. Obviously things change on the 16th of August, where those who've been double vaccinated don't have to self-isolate but can take a test. So we really want to keep things going over this next month. So we'll keep up to date on that, and any questions, please come back to us. So that's remember on our roadmap, we have the sort of the well-being bit, and we've got the team bit, and good news on Friday, Claire managed and I've been working with Cliff to interview some folk for the finance officer role, and we've got a lady called Sam who's going to start with us at the start of September. She's going to be great, real experience, got an accounting background, has been working for herself for the last couple of years, but has worked for a Christian charity before then. So we think Cam's going to be a real asset to us. So it's great that she said yes, and hopefully you'll get to meet her within the next few weeks, and certainly as she starts in September. We've got that other job that we're going to extend the date for, so that what we're now going to call the practical skills training lead for the homelessness gang. So that job description is going to go back out there for the next couple of weeks. David and I were talking, it really feels at the moment like it's a word of mouth thing. So I know most of our applicants for jobs recently have heard because someone's told them about the job. So if you can get that message out to people that job's there, if you can think of someone who fit really well, please do pass that on. We'll make sure that's, I'll put it in with the email with this so you've got the full details there. It'd be great to have your help on that. And it's lovely to see people are getting their volunteer teams together. I see that the CMA team volunteers are going to get together down the beach this week. Don't forget the beach hut is there. New one opening from this week. Thanks again to Emma and Claire for organising that, and for Rachel and Lucy. I think you helped to clear out the one last week before with some of the Smile Mums, and we've got to put the stuff back in for this one. So don't forget that's there, but it's great to see teams of volunteers trying to get together. And so that's team bit, and then the other bit of our roadmap is about story. Thanks again for your initial feedback that some of you have given to the slides I put out there and the questions. Really hope that if you haven't done that, you got a chance to do that by Tuesday, and then we'll gather all that together and start testing the final results with a couple of volunteers and with some of our partners as well. We want to get our story right, because in the next couple of weeks we're going to start getting the plan together for the refreshed website as well. And also, obviously, if you haven't, I think a couple of you are just filling in your bell bin forms so that we can get that whole overview of what the team is like. So it was really interesting to get your feedback on that. And it was a really great day last Monday. We managed to get through the floods and the bus was excellent. So thank you for all of you for jumping in on that. And it was good that a few of you could join via Zoom as well. So that's the team bit. Yeah, what the oh yes, I was just going to finish by saying these next 2 months, July and August, it's really important that we all try and get a bit of rest, because we're just trying to get our heads around actually the plan for this September, and some of those words that we're using as our values actually come into play here, because that listen before you act, before you empower, and then you continue to hope. And actually we're trying to do some listening to what people are saying, listening to God, just to make sure that when we start in September again, as things get lively again in September, we've really got the right things in place. So there's a couple of great ideas around the shop and the workshop that the homeless guys are thinking about, and we want to make sure we can get that right. So there may be other thoughts that you have, and it's part of that. It's about taking active rest, and so that's why I'm trying to sit here and actually watch a bee go into some of these little flowers, and I'm trying to really savour the strawberries that we managed to get, the few strawberries that we've got from our garden. So I pray that you can do that over these next few weeks. Take time, take rest, get refreshed, and actually come back really strong as we start again in September to really push forward with stuff. So there's a little verse that it keeps getting repeated when I'm listening to Lectio, and it's from Psalm 119, which is, "Let your love, Lord, shape my life. Let your love, Lord, shape my life." And he does that quite often when we just sit and listen and take time. So in all the business this week, see if you can take a few moments of time. Thanks for all your help, folks. Well done. See you soon.